Alrighty, boys and girls, I got me a nice little OBS here and a tier list. Whoop whoop. Figured I'd do one of these. And let's see here. Quadrant. Nah. Tier list view. Alright. Let's get this into presentation mode. Alright. So this is gonna be my Verona tier list. Now this is my opinion. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but this might be one of my longest videos I've ever done. But as with a tier list, it is my opinion. If you don't agree with it, that's okay. I encourage everyone to have their own opinions. Everyone has them. But with that being said, I am. This is just off of my experience, and if you think that I got something wrong, let me know in the comments. Just be respectful about it. Just don't be a dick about it. Now, I'm going to do my best to explain right here in my notes why I picked each hero, where they are in that spot, and we're going to go through that through the whole list. Now, we're starting with S tier here, and at the very tippy top, we're going to put BP, and the reason why for this is his bash is unpunishable. He has easy flow into bulwark, really good crushing counters, some of the best feats in the games, good unlock teching, can flip almost anything, and he is both good and 1v1s and 4v4s. And that is why he is up there at the tippy top, because he is unpunishable in a sense. And the only way to really punish a BP is to parry his lights, or you can dodge his bash, and if you get lucky, you will get the guard break. They can counter guard break it, but if you get a guard break afterwards, that means the BP did not know about that. Next on the list here is, where is he? Here he is. Lawbringer. Lawbringer here has an unpunishable shove, a safe zone, a 400 ms top light to interrupt everything. He has very high damage. He is a good ganker and anti-ganker. And he has some of the best feats in the game as well, and good unlock teching, and is also good in a 1v1 and a 4v4. And that is why I put the Lawbringer up there. Next is Warlord at S tier right behind him. He has an almost unpunishable dash. If it was unpunishable, he would be above Lawbringer. His all guard is nearly instant. He has high damage, super armor on his crashing charge. He's a good ganker and anti-ganker. Has crushing counters. Has some of the best feats in the game. Good unlocks, and just all around a very, very, very strong hero. Now, next here for S tier is, where is he? It's Mr. Steal Your Toes. Now, Gladiator has a safe toe stab, a safe zone, and high damage, and he's a good ganker and has good feats. Reason why he is not above Warlord is because he cannot anti-gank at all. Gladiator gets absolutely destroyed when being anti-ganked, and he shines in the 1v1 and ganks because of the toe stab. Next is, this is going to be a controversial one. It is Sent at A tier. He has good damage. His zone is fainable. Good mix-ups, good feats. He's a good ganker and a great minion clearer now because of his body count. He is now one of the best in the game, but he would be S tier if his kicks and punches were unpunishable. His quick punches are, but his long punch is punishable. And that is why I put him up there. Next here is Kensei. Put Kensei right behind him right here. He has good damage. His zone is fainable, and he has good unlock tech, good feats, and a great minion clear. Now, he cannot anti-gank well, but he can unlock in a sense. That's really all he has. He has high damage. His lights are somewhat easily parryable, but he is able to switch around the battlefield. Now, next here, I am going to put Conqueror. The reason for this is his bash is almost unpunishable. His zone is safe and a good option select. He is a really good staller. He has good feats and can do good in the minion lane. Now, in Breach, he is somewhat good at Ram, but if he's on the point with all his pikemen in Breach, you're going to have a very hard time getting him out. Next is Shaman, or Shamun, and she has good damage. Her blood trance can heal her. She can defend a zone really, really good with her traps. She is pretty good in 1v1, and she can unlock tech with her unblockable, but it's not really worth it. And she has her 50 damage bite, and that's what makes her good. Now, I'm going to put Warden here right behind her, and the reason why he is below Shaman is because he's very, very predictable in a sense. Also because he does have a good mix-up, he does have good feats and high damage. He's good in a 1v1, but lacks in a 4v4. And he has a high damage CC with a strict crush and counter timing, but he is not desirable in the minion lane or Ram. He is really just used as a roamer. He can't really assist at all in a gank or an anti-gank. And if he's being ganked, he can't really do anything at all. So he's a possible good roamer. Next is B tier. I am gonna put our Musha here, and that is because he has high damage and he can all guard option selects. He has good feats. Now he does not have an opener, but he is also good in the minion lane and Ram, and can stall. But another downside to him is his deadly feints can be parried, but the redeeming factor is he can unlock tech with his 40 damage heavies. Next is, where is he? Zerker. Zerker has high damage for an assassin, instant hyper armor. He has good feats and can outtrade almost every class in the game. He has a good deflect but he can become very predictable. He does have a good zone, but he also has no opener. That is why I put him behind Musha. Next is Raider, who was once a god but is now a fallen god. He has good damage. He can clear the minion lane good and the ram good, and his feats are good. He has high damage and can unlock tech, but his downside is that he has no openers. That is his downside. But he can also delay his storming tap and outtrade heavies. But the reason why Raider is below Zerker is because Zerker's hyper armor is quicker than Raider's. Next on C tier is Tiandi. Tiandi has decent damage and a decent crush and counter damage, but it's very predictable, has strict timing, and his opener is predictable. His extended dodge can sometimes be tracked by attacks that do not have an undodgeable property, but he does have good support feats and good stall feats. That's what puts him up here. Now, right behind him is Grandpa here. JJ, Grandpa. JJ has good damage and good unlock tech damage, but he has bad stamina management. Sifu poses nerfed. He has a very telegraphed opener. His lights are easily parryable, and his dodge attacks have a very large guard break window. And he also does not have hyper armor on his zone when he parries, and he can be knocked out of that. Now, below him is Hirokiri, in my opinion. She used to be at one of the tippy top, but now she has low tier ever since her nerfs. She does have a good mix-up. That's it. Her mix-up's good, that's it. Her hyper armor on heavies is gone, except for the charge. She has low damage. Enhanced lights are gone, her force feed is now parryable, and no opener. The only reason why she is up here is because of her, up at C, is because of her mix-up. She's in the middle of the pack in a sense. Highlander is going to be right below her. And he has an opener and good CC damage and high damage, but he also has low stamina damages and is easily countered. He also has slow lights, and his hyper armor is decent and has decent feats, but his main thing is that he cannot survive an anti-gank at all. He can be countered by even characters at a lower tier than him that just have a dodge attack or fast lights. You only really pick him for his high damage, and that's it, or just for memes. Now, below him is Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie is here because her sweep is safe, but that's really about it. Her shield bash is slow. It's a very slow opener. She has low base damage, and she is very, very predictable. She does have her high damage deflect, but that also has a very, very strict timing, but that does not outweigh all the cons. D tier. Alright, here we go. Yorm. Now, Yorm is here in D tier, at the top of D tier, because he needs his feats to be good. Overall, he has low damage, low stam, and what I mean by that is to get into your mix-up to drain people's stam, it costs more stamina for yourself than to drain theirs. He has a low stam drain, slow hyper armor, his lights are easily telegraphed and parried. He can stall, but he has his feats and little to no chase pressure. He is strictly up here at the top of D, just because once he gets his feats, he gets the 50 damage and can stall. It's the only reason why. Now, next here is Shaolin. Shaolin has no opener, he has low damage, and he is really only good for tracking and for the banner. His deflect damage is on the low end, has no hyper armor. He is somewhat decent in the 1v1, but in 4v4s, he cannot stall at all. Next is Nobushi here. Now, the reason why Shaolin is above Nobushi, though, is because Shaolin's mix-up is better than Nobushi's. That's strictly the only reason why. Now, Nobushi, she does have good bleed damage and can bleed through your revenge shield, but that's about it. She has no opener, her hidden stance is not safe anymore, and if her lights are parried, all her offense is negated, and she has low health and cannot stall effectively. Now, in this tier list, I am not taking in perks to an account, because not everyone has access to perks. That is why. Feats are something that everyone can have access to right out of the gate. Next on the list here is Orochi. Orochi has no opener besides his feats. He does have high damage deflects, but his lights are easily parryable, and he struggles in a 1v1 and a 4v4 and he cannot just anti-gank or gank properly, and he is easily external. If Orochi is being external, what can you do? Oh, you got your kunai, you can pop that and get your 35 damage, but they can just go back to externaling you over and over. So that is why he is there. Now, right beneath him is PK, and she somewhat falls under the same scenario. She does have fast lights and a high damage guard break, and an instant guard break tech, and enhanced lights. But here's the caveat. She has no opener and can be externaled easily. And that's it. If she is externaled, she can't do anything besides try to guard break, and if she tries to guard break while in a gank, she will 9 times out of 10 just be feeding revenge and eating damage. So all in all, she's just not good. Now, here's where we get into some of the worst in the game. Luxio. She does have high damage and has chase pressure, but Her deflect is blockable and parryable. Her traps can be negated via an emote tech, a light, or a heavy, and has no opener. She simply cannot get into her offense, and in higher tiers of play, if your offense is mainly based around lights, you can't really get away with it that much. Now, next is my main man, Shigeaki. For Shigeaki, all his offense and mix-ups are reactable. He has no roll catcher, no chase pressure, and is countered by bashes and has horrible trading and can be rolled away from. It has a 2000 millisecond recovery on Demon's Embrace. He is legit only good for ganking, and that is it. That is it. And his hyper armor on lights has been reduced, so he cannot trade effectively as well. You bring Goki either for the memes or just to gank. That is the only reason why you bring him. Next, I am going to put Shinobi here behind Brother Goki. Shinobi does have high damage. He can get off more. He can get off a bit more consistency, but he has low health. He has really, really low health. He has the lowest health pool in the game, and his ranged heavies can be easily guard broken. He somewhat has chase pressure, but it's practically non-existent. He ends up feeding more revenge than normally. And just all in all, if he gets parried once, he's practically dead. And that's really it. His feats are selfish as well. He doesn't really bring anything to the team to help. Now, the last hero in the game here, which I think is the worst, or tied to be one of the worst, these four here are tied for the worst, is Zanhu. Zanhu has horrible recoveries, low damage, and a low damage unlock tech that only works on the left side. He has his unblockable lights are 600 milliseconds, easily parryable. His zone is easily parryable. His deflect can only guarantee a guard break on top attacks only with certain inputs, and most people do not know that. And his recoveries are horrible. They are absolutely horrible. You only bring him for his feats and team wipe, but that's it. That's it. He is, without a doubt, one of the worst in the game. Same thing with these four here. These four here, Luxio, Shigeaki, Shinobi, and Zanhu, are tied for some of the worst in the game. The same can be said about all these, but these are a bit more viable. But just to give a quick overview, S tier is BP, Lawbringer, Warlord, Glad. A tier, Scent, Kensei, Kong, Shaman, Warden. B tier, Musha, Zerker, Raider. C tier, Tiandi, Grandpa, Hitakiri, Highlander, Valk. D tier, Yorm, Shaolin, Nabushi, Orochi, PK, Luxio, Shigeaki, Shinobi, and Zanhu. That is my tier list. I'm gonna put this out there to see how it does. Now this might change whenever the it probably is gonna change when the core testing ground changes come out, which I'm looking forward to, but not at the same time, because all it's gonna do is make these motherfuckers up here even stronger, and these motherfuckers down here even weaker. But yeah, that is it. I hope y'all enjoyed, and this is my first take at this type of thing, so let me know how it goes, and I'll see y'all in the next one, and y'all get a nice little sneak peek here at OBS. Take care, everybody, and I will see y'all in the next one.